Way back in 2005, Remedy Games, creators of Max Payne, announced A.Wake, a game in which you play as a writer whose vacation takes an ugly turn when his wife disappears and a novel he doesn't remember writing comes to life around him. If being about a writer sounds kind of Stephen King-like, that's intentional. The game is riddled with nods to influences from The Shining to the classic Sam Raimi's 1973 Oldsmobile, to Twin Peaks, to The Twilight Zone,
in Night Springs,
to Max Payne. The game isn't shy about its roots. Initially, A.Wake was to be set in an open world where you would drive from point to point and progress the story at your own pace. After a few months of development, however, Remedy decided to scale things down a bit and focus on a more linear experience with a strong narrative instead. As a result of having been designed around this open world approach, though, the game's engine is capable of rendering huge areas at once, allowing for some pretty unbelievable views like this, which ultimately helps the atmosphere a great deal. Underneath all this flair, though, is a game, and it's good, if a little repetitive. Ultimately, it's a third-person shooter similar to Resident Evil, but the main mechanic revolves around light versus darkness. Much of the game has you traversing dark, foggy environments, armed with nothing but a flashlight and a gun, and you must first use the flashlight to get rid of the darkness around enemies that acts as a shield before being able to hurt them. The game is divided up into episodes, much like a TV show, complete with title screens and songs to play each one out, and recaps to catch you back up at each one's beginning. A.Wake definitely isn't for everybody, but what's there definitely has to be respected. Despite being a mashup of tons of different ideas, it still manages to do its own thing. The story is rather well told compared to most games out there, and the gameplay can be addictive if you get into it. I think people owe it to themselves to at least give A.Wake a try. The game recently released on PC, the platform it was originally intended for before Microsoft wanted it as an Xbox 360 exclusive, for $30, and it can be found used for a low price as well. And if you want more, maybe you'll want to give the Xbox Live Arcade spin-off A.Wake's American Nightmare a go as well.
You got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.